Matt Connelly with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hollywood Matt Connelly Live with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. Our special guest doing the double biceps as well. It is the much larger version of Ryan Blue Bowen. Well, you've dropped the blue now. It's just Ryan Bowen. But hello to you, sir. How are things over there?
Man, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on the show. I enjoyed your intro video. Then I saw one particular clip from a session I remember in a gym in Brisbane where you tortured me. So it brought back memories. you and your bloody, I don't know how many reps you made me do or something, but it took me to a place mentally where I was like, I've never been here before.
Well, it paid off for you. You said with the Masahiro Saito match in that last round, where you were able to hold on.
It did. I just said, well, Matt's here. Matt would never just elect to give up. He would just never. So I'm not, there's no way I'm letting Masahiro pin me. Once I get the stop, I thought, well, okay, just be Matt Connelly now.
That match, I mean, for people who haven't seen that, go and check that out. Masahiro Saito versus Ryan Bowen in New Delhi. We went over there, was it last year or 2 years ago? And
23 now. It's been a while. It's quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. But that match was one of the best I've ever seen, and it went right down to the wire. It was first to 4. You guys were 3-all. You slipped, then
the lights went out. The lights went out in round 7.
Yeah, Masahiro gets a pin, and the place goes crazy. But it was an elbow foul, like his elbow came off the back or something. And the referees are like, no, stop, just settle down, everyone. People are fucking cheering. But it was not the case. And then you managed to get the stop. And I think the one that he pinned you stopped him maybe about there. He was able to work his way through. And then on the restart, you stopped him like here.
Yeah,
I was like,
high.
I was like, he's got it. He's got it high enough.
Yes, definitely still to this day one of my most enjoyable matches, that one, and I hope it happens again. Like, Masahiro is still the man in India when it comes to all the Indian national representatives. He's still the king over there, and I hope we get the chance to go again, because it was such a good match. And it's been now 2.5 years since that match, and people know that obviously I'm closely related to India now, obviously being engaged to Chetna, and the future for me in arm wrestling is going to be a lot of it coming out of India. So I think destiny will surely have it that once things settle down, we will step to the table once again, and Masahiro and I can find out if it's still so evenly balanced.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to see the rematch. That first match was just absolutely incredible. And yeah, you couldn't have had more drama going on. I mean, the room was just ridiculously hot. There was like 800 people watching. It was incredible conditions. And then right in that last moment, when Masahiro was exhausted and the power's gone out all of a sudden, and it's like, I was furious because I thought somebody pulled the plug to give him a rest. I was like, get this.
You know what? The truth is, I'm not sure if I told you this, Matt, but the truth is, if someone did turn that power off thinking they were saving Masahiro, I'll tell you right now, they actually saved me. And the reason they saved me is I was always in two minds as to what technique was going on. And at that point in round 7, I felt like Masahiro's hand was done. I thought Masahiro's hand's done. And I said to myself, I'm going to set up the top roll him, But we went to the straps. I was set up the top roll. And we were moments away from the go, and I could feel, shit, I'm going to lose. His hand's not going to go. I could feel, I just knew. I knew I was in trouble. My hand, I'd set up the top roll, and I was not going to take his wrist like I thought I would. I could feel it, and I know that had the match started, then I would have lost. But the power went out. They took the strap off, 10 minutes rest, came back, and I set deep and low and said, I'm hooking. So it allowed me the chance to change strategy. I hand on heart, I know if that light did not go out, I would have lost 4-3.
Wow. Well, there you go. Whoever was trying to, if somebody did, I don't think
Yeah.
they did. I legitimately was just the power went out, and I mean that many people in that building, it would have overloaded. But yeah, it seemed to have helped you out, which is awesome. But we got a great comment here from Lucky from the Lucky Ones podcast. Great podcast every Saturday night, trying to get more females involved in the sport of arm wrestling. She says this is the only podcast where if you close your eyes, you have no idea which one is talking.
If you close your eyes, you have no idea who is talking. There it is. There's the same
Yeah.
line said back. Yeah, it's true though. We have a bizarre, almost perfect matching voice and tone and rhythm and everything.
It's funny, yeah, and I've had it so many times where like one of my favorite games to play. I think I've told you this already, but I'll just get like a random clip of like say we're on a podcast together, and I won't let people see the screen, and I'll play like just a second and be like, "Who was that? Was that
Who is
Ryan or was
that?
that me?"
Yeah,
And
right
they
on
all
that.
get it wrong. They're like,
Yeah,
"Well, that's
that's
obviously you." I'm like, "That's not me."
it proves the point. Proves the point well. Nice that the blind test works. Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
we definitely could easily sub in for each other on the voice department.
I think it's great. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah, so you've done a lot of stuff in the last year. With Shatner, obviously, you've got your relationship going there, and you guys are engaged, and everything's going
Yeah.
really well. And you're looking at living in India full time, and you've got some amazing things happening. Not only that, but from the athlete side of things, you've been getting into strict curling. You've been putting on all this size and powerlifting, and your forearms look like 3 times bigger than they ever have before. And we're seeing maybe the biggest, the strongest Ryan Bowen that we've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a very significant 12 months. If I just look at the last 12 months and I compare it to all of the other time I've been in the sport, it stands out. It stands out as a really successful 12 months. Um, I acknowledge that there are a lot of ways to get to the top of the sport, a lot of different methods of training, and I've been through many different seasons, and I'm always reminded of something Devin Larratt told me when I first met him, and that he said it's a very winding path to the top of the sport. There's no one correct way to do it. And I've also had a lot of people ask me questions like, if I could start again in arm wrestling training, would I do anything different? Would I come with the training approach that I have now? And my answer is truly no, I wouldn't. I actually, for all of the strength I've gained in a powerlifting fundamental sense in this last 12 months, I still know that none of this power would translate to the table if I hadn't done the 13 years of hand and wrist focus that I've done. And that's very easily evidenced by there are many powerlifters out there that are far superior to me in powerlifting strength that can't move me on the table. So, but it's like I feel like the longer I spent in that hand and wrist department, the later I came to the fundamental strength. It's like now I'm getting newbie gains like crazy. And I'm talking about on the table newbie gains like crazy. Like the feel. I went and competed at the East vs West Chicago qualifying tournament, and I won the 105 kilo category. I won the super heavyweight category, and I knew it was going to be a good night when I grouped up with Artem Taranenko, left arm. Artem, as you know, he came to Australia. He pulled AWE, had a war with Mario Tembakis, who's an outstanding left arm puller. And historically for me, if Artem touched my hand left, he trashed me. Well, I trashed him left hand that night, and I thought, whoa, what's going on here? This is different. And I knew that my right hand was going to have a good night. And when I beat Artem, I went over to the registration table and said, can I pull the super heavyweights as well as the 105? Because I know I'm in a good form right now. They let me, and I went through, and I never felt challenged in any match. There was one round, my first round of the super heavyweight. There was this guy that was a flop presser. He was my hardest match, but he didn't make the final. But everyone else never challenged me, and it was my hand control at center seemed to be so much better than it's ever been before, and I attribute that to the base power as opposed to more specific handwork. So the last 12 months, adding all this base power has really been a nice addition to everything I did prior in the 13 years in hand and wrist. So it's I'm still kind of working out where I land in the sport at the moment. Oh yeah, there here is the match with Adam. So this was my second match, and this was Adam's first match. He was the number one seed, so he had a bye in this tournament. Naturally, being the left arm killer that he is, and it felt good in the setup. Like it was, yeah, no worries, get in the strap, and it was. I don't know. It's whether my center table side pressure, my center table back pressure. I don't know what it is, but the fundamental strength that I've been given in the last 12 months has created a situation where I take people's hands and wrists very easy. So he just folded underneath my wrist, which uh, there we go. Closed it down. Like it wasn't difficult. Nothing about the match was difficult. I think they technically elbow fouled me here and make me do it again, and I do it just as easy the second time around. But
Wow.
You haven't seen this before, Matt?
I have, but I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah. And so when I look at the training that I've done in the last 12 months, Chetna has really been the driving force behind it. She has taken the exact opposite journey to me, to her place in the sport. And she's a very dominant athlete in her division. As you know, she's undefeated for 12 years in India. And she came to the sport through a foundation of base power being her beginning. She's not fancy at the table with her hand and wrist. She's got a great hand and wrist, but she's not tricky. She hasn't spent time mastering the little movements, which is what I did for 13 years. And now we're kind of swapping. She's teaching me to be strong. I'm teaching her to move fancy on the table and all the little things. And we're kind of, we're still trying to work out where we are. Like I've had my GBW2 match where I faced Eldar Babenko, who, in my opinion, was the best arm wrestler I faced. Multiple Russian champion, multiple European champion, silver medalist at WAF in the 95 kilo category, and now he's a 105 guy. He's really strong human, and although I lost the match, I ended up getting into a groove where I was certain that okay, had a couple of calls not gone against me, I feel like I was going to go on and win that match. But I'm still super curious to where I'm at, and I know when you gave me a call the other day and said, "Hey, last man standing, January 18th," and I saw the names Matthew Orangi, Hit the Morris, Brett Coots, Mario Tembakas, I was like, yes. I want to know where I'm at relative to those three guys. Yes, give me that chance. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we could talk about that. The Last Man Standing event, January 18th, 2026, in Adelaide. And as you can see on the poster there, Ryan Bowen, we've got Mario Tembakas, Brett Coots, Matayu Orangi, Heta Morris, Josh Barker also, who was in the comments, he'll be attending, as well as I'd say the majority of the SA Titans arm wrestling.
Didn't I see on Instagram even Milo Larratt commented saying I'll be there? I don't know if he was pulling our leg or not, but maybe Milo Larratt. Maybe Milo Larratt had such a good time when he was here and over the top that he's coming back. But I don't know. I welcome him if he does. That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think one of our guys in our club is trying to facilitate that. Apparently Milo owes him a favor, and he's trying to cash in on that favor by getting Milo to this event. So
nice. Lachlan Carpenter as well. Lachlan's always a dangerous caller. Always dangerous. But you know what I like about this Last Man Standing tournament, and I love what's going on right now in the Australian scene. And let's actually expand it. Let's say the oceanic scene, because we're talking about Matthew Orangi as well. Right now, look, all respect to Lachlan Adair, he was the king of Oceania for a good 3-4 years. Certainly the king of Australia. But it's like the field has caught him now. The field has reeled him in. He's no longer the dominant name. Like, I'm not saying that Lachlan isn't number one on his day. I know he's had surgery on his finger and he's recovering from that. So we're not going to see him perform in a competition for some time. But he did pull it over the top. He got beaten by Mario Tembakas twice and didn't win the tournament. And straight away, it's like, oh, hang on a second. The number one rank in Australia is now wide open. And to be honest, there's no clear favorite. With Lachlan, he's always there as a possibility. Mario, now having beaten Lachlan, you got to put him there. I think Mario technically is the number one in Australia right now. Brett Coots, we know how strong that damn man is. Out of all the names, out of Lachlan, Mario, and Brett, Brett's the one I personally fear most. I've never been able to pin Brett. Not once in my entire arm wrestling journey have I pinned Brett. Myself, Matt Urangi, and now I know, and Richard Bornemann has gone back to South Africa. So when Richard was here, he was the king, and it was unquestionable. There was no one touching Richard. But Richard's gone back to South Africa, and that's another exciting story just to follow. But it's meant that the Australian rank 1 now and the Oceanic rank 1 is anybody's. There's about this, and I'm going to put Lachlan Carpenter in there as well, because I know that Lachlan can beat Brett. Lachlan has pinned Brett. So there's what? Lachlan, Matt Urangi, Mario, Brett, and me. There's 6 guys that I think could be number 1 in Australia on their day right now. And I think that's so cool that we don't know now. It's like, it's become very, very interesting. So I'm coming into Last Man Standing the biggest I've ever been, because I'm like, hell, yeah, if I'm going to get a chance to do this, like right now, Matt, I'm probably 109 kilos, but I'm like, by January 18, I'm going to shove so much food down my throat. I've just decided 115 is what I'll turn up. It's probably going to be 115 with clothes on. It's not going to be a naked 115 in the morning, but it's going to be when I step on the scales down there and I'm wearing t-shirt and pants, and I've eaten earlier in the day, I'll be 115. I will get there.
Wow. Oh, we can't wait to see it. Josh Barker is saying that Lachlan Carpenter is in stupidly good form at the moment. He versed him last night. He's at Mario's level.
Exactly. I believe that. I think the only reason Mario is consistently ahead of Lachlan Carpenter is because Mario just knows Lachlan Carpenter back to front, and he's just got his measure technically. John Brzenk lost to his father still when John Brzenk was the world champion. So that's because his father knew John Brzenk. And that's like that for Mario and Lachlan. Lachlan just can't figure out how the hell to get around Mario, and because Mario knows him. So, yeah, it's so cool. Like, if I look at all the people in there, I know Lachlan at their best when it comes to shape, but he's always been too strong. But I haven't gripped up with him for a year and a half, and he's now 100 kilos and I'm 110. I'm like, my mind is like saying to myself, surely now it's different. But I don't know. I got to find out. But Lachlan Carpenter, I've always kind of had an edge on him, but he has beaten me once before, and he scares me. Mario scares me, but I've got a winning record on him. Mario and I have always been a fascinating match, because it's like we always have an opposite strategy. Mario just wants to go hook on hook or top roll on top roll. If he can force me into the same lane, he'll win. And I always say, no, if you're top rolling, I'm hooking, and if you're hooking, I'm top rolling. And we chase each other back and forth in the setup. And it's honestly like, you don't, 2 seconds before goes called, I don't know which way I'm going. And it's based on which micro movement I feel from Mario. And he's trying to do the same back to me. So that's always scary and always cool. And then Brett's this just stupid, slow, Titan diesel strength thing that just goes, bark. And then what do I do? Fuck. I got caught in the Brett trap again. And he's just so strong. I can't finish the dude ever. So, but again, I'm excited because I'm 115 kilos now, and none of these Aussies have touched my hand. None of them. There's not an Australian that's touched my hand since the Chetna chapter, I'll call it. The Chetna chapter has changed me as an arm wrestler, and I'm very excited to see where it's put me at this Last Man Standing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let's have a quick look at Brett Coots here against Bowen Contado, and we'll just skip to the actual match. Somebody that you might recognise is the referee here. But
even Bowen Contado, he's getting good too. He's the Matt Mask of Australian arm wrestling when it comes to style and tall, and he's even got a bit of the same attitude as well. But yeah, but Brett,
absolutely.
Brett's one of the guys that I know through his work and his life opportunities, and that he hasn't got the opportunity to go overseas and compete. But Brett's left, especially. I correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but I don't think Brett has ever been pinned left. Is that right? I don't think he's ever been pinned. He beat Matt Urangi. He'd beaten Lachlan Adair 3 times. He beat Ron Barth, came to Australia, had a super match with him. Brett beat him 3-0. In my memory, I don't ever recall Brett ever being beaten on left. And at 105 kilos left arm, like 105 kilos right arm, Brett is Brett could have so many amazing matches on the world level, but left arm 105 kilos. I think Brett's like we're talking he could pull with the best on left arm, and he just doesn't get it. Now the thing about the Brett match, you can see here, Brett's lost the ability to get that hand control against Bowen Contado. Bowen's got it all, but Brett just has this endurance side of him that is unreal, and finishing Brett is impossible. I've lost that way to Brett so many times where I have hand control. I think we're good. And his side pressure, people underestimate how strong his press is. If he loses his wrist, he's still so diesel. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I don't know. Like, again, when you look at the 6 people that could be at the top of Australia right now on any given day, no one stands out as the clear favorite because everyone has a vulnerability against somebody else in the group. My vulnerability is Brett, where Lachlan Carpenter can beat Brett. So,
Yep.
And yeah, so I don't know who number 1 is in Australia, and I love it.
We'll have to do something to find out. Maybe another tournament with the top 6 guys.
Yeah,
like we did
an 8-man Oceanic tournament with if all of the genuine best 8 guys are there. Gee, that's a good tournament. Gee, look at Bowen Contado. Bowen's a left arm specialist too, but he done so well.
Oh, he thinks that made the first time as the first round. Brett able to get that press position and drive through.
Yeah, and Bowen's number 2, number 3 in Australia left arm. It's dangerous. Like the Matt Mask of Australian arm wrestling right there.
this last round, Brett, the way Brett wins this last round, I think they slip here, but it's just like it's absolutely crazy. And when it happened, let's have a look at it. So Bowen has gone for the press here.
Beautiful position there, Bowen. Yeah,
and have a look at the positional change from Brett. I don't even know how he did that. It was so crazy.
Just raw side pressure pulls Bowen out of his shoulder and says, "No, you're not going to press me." Wild,
absolutely crazy. But
so it's. I
was going to say
I'm just saying, like. You go.
The Grand Prix event that we did do, where we had some of the best names in the Oceanic region attend through that. You did get a pin on Brett, but it was a foul, and you had to restart.
Yeah.
So
they said it was a foul on me. Yeah, bloody Ethan was refereeing, called me a foul. I didn't think it was a foul. He said it was. But anyway, that's the closest I've come. Is a pin with a foul.
Absolutely. Josh Barker says a 95 kilo Hamza is the best in Australia. Yeah, maybe.
Well, look, I got to pay respect to Hamza. He is a special dude. One of the most unassuming guys I've ever gripped. He's 10 times stronger than he looks. Like and very fast, very intuitive, very sharp. Can top roll, can press, can hook. All of it, the thing about Hamza that I experienced, I've only pulled him once, is I could sense that I actually didn't know which way he was going to go. And that was the biggest threat from him, was like, ooh, I knew that if I reacted and went the wrong way, that I'd lose my hand against him. Like it was a big effort for me to pull Hamza. I think Hamza, he's the 80 kilo national champion. He just won nationals and he won it convincingly, smashing Jamie in the final or whatever. Again, Hamza, another one of those Aussies that dying to see him on the international stage at 80 kilos. Give him almost anybody in 80 kilos and he will look respectable, even against the very best in the world at 80 kilos. I'm sure he would look respectable, but start him off with a well-known American or something like that at 80 kilos and watch Hamza flash pin these dudes and he'd climb his way into the top 10 in the world. He could do that if he wanted to. He's that good, I have no doubt.
Oh, I'd love to see him versus Milo Lara. That would be fun.
Oh yeah. Him and Milo would be outstanding. That would be very good. And a 95 kilo Hamza, if he can fill the frame out, there's always that thing. There's always those pullers out there that you say to yourself, well, if they could just fill that out, whoa, wouldn't they be a massive? Like Tom Holland's another guy. I think about that. He's always the 85 kilo, 82 kilos. And everyone always says if Tom could get to 100 kilos, what would he be? Hamza's kind of the same. He got that whippet sort of skinny body, high metabolism thing going on. If he ever has a year like I just had, where he does the powerlifting transformation, if he combines that with all of his sharpness, he could be very, very dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a comment here from Sal, who is one of the guys from the SA Titans, the one who's trying to court Marlo Larratt into coming over. He says, say hello to Ryan. Hope he's doing well, and full support with Ryan and Chetna duo.
Thank you very much, Sal. Doing good work there for the SA Titans, and yeah, if you can get Molly there, that's awesome, man. But thank you very much for the support. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the Last Man Standing event, which is coming up January 18th. It's a unique styled event. It is basically a 1 hour king of the table, winner stays on, and the person who stays in the winning position for the longest amount of time throughout that hour, they'll get $5,000. The person who's in the winning position or king position right on the hour mark, they'll walk away with $2,500. The key element to this is that anybody entering has the potential to win that. If you're in the right spot at the right time in that last 20 seconds and you get a pin, you're going to walk away with $2,500.
Amazing concept. I am so excited. I feel like this is designed for me. I feel like this is my kind of tournament. I have lost many first rounds of super matches, which equate to eliminated in tournaments. I love coming back and figuring people out, and I love endurance. I think I'm a pretty good defensive arm wrestler if I have to be. So even when I'm running low on fuel, I'll hold people off and not let them pin me. I feel like that 5,000, I got a real good shot at it, really good, even with the big names in there. Like, bless you, Matt Rangi hit the Morris, but I've seen you gas out and set up some super matches. I don't think he's an endurance man. For all the power he brings in round one, I don't think he's going to be at the end of the hour breathing too easily. Mario, super offensive puller, very sharp, very tricky, very good. I think he's always dangerous, but I don't know. I don't feel like he's the endurance guy. It's of course Brett is the only big bloody scary thing in there. It's like, oh, okay, Brett and his damn endurance. I've seen Brett come to Queensland years and years ago, and he pulled when he was dominant at the time. He pulled the entire Brisbane club, and no one pinned him. I thought, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's the unique element.
Brett's the problem.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we've run it once before, and we had I think 8 or 10 people that started it, and within the first 20 minutes, we were down to like 7 because 3 people had pulled out because they'd gone so hard so fast. Their arm was absolutely ragged, and that's why it's the last man standing.
They didn't stick around for that chance of being the last one. Now, I have a question for you, Matt. You've run this tournament before. When you're calculating the time on the table, is it time on the table from the king position, or is it time on the table full stop? If Brett and I have a war and it goes for a minute, for example, does the minute only count to the person who wins, or does the minute count for both?
It counts on the person who's in the winning position.
Okay. So I got to get that, and that's then the strategy side comes in. I was talking about this with Rodian the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to go hard early, or you're going to lay down and try to save some energy?" Or I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even freaking think of this." And I'm like, "Shit, hang on a second." With all these killers there, because if I have a war with Matt Rangi, and then Mario steps up, well, he's going to trash me. Mario's going to freaking trash me. Would I have been better off letting Matt Rangi go through and let Mario have the war with him? And then come back, like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
But you know the approach that I'm going with, and this is I'm going for the home run approach. I'm going for I'm gonna win, and I'm not gonna let anyone beat me, and I'm just gonna hold the table.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold the table. I'm going for the table all day. I want the whole table, a whole hour.
The whole hour.
It's definitely not possible. I know, but that's what I'm aiming for.
Oh.
As you know, I'm not gonna come with fancy strategies of lay down to this person, let them have a battle later, then come back. No, I want to, because I've seen people fall away in King of the Tables. Like, once you can't beat the king, sometimes the king starts putting a gap on the field. I've seen that happen too. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can get on the table, take the king position off whoever the hell it is, the start. And it's going to come down to the draw as well, who steps to the table first, and all that sort of stuff. But if you call for volunteers for the first match, I'll put my hand up. I'll say I'll do it.
Ooh.
And then I'll say, Matt Dairangi, come here, you and me first up. I'll make a point.
Yeah.
I want to make a fresher point too, that I can show that I'm deserved.
Wow, yeah, it will be interesting seeing the strategy. I had to combat the rules a lot with, because when I put this concept out to the group and our Titans group in the chat, immediately people started figuring out ways they could cheat or not try, or
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Say, I'll place a really easy guy and just never pin him and hold him for 10 minutes.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's right. So I had to adjust all the rules so that those elements were not a factor. So you must be trying to pin at all times. You must give your 100%.
And is that just subjectively adjudicated by yourself as the event organizer?
Yeah, well, the referee will.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell at the end of the day. You can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. And the funny thing is, like, the people who say, "Oh, I'm just going to lay down for the first 45 minutes and then I'll be ready to go for the last 15." It's like, yeah, but you're not guaranteeing you're going to have a shot at getting on the king, like, to have a match right near the end.
Yeah.
Like, you might have 20 people ahead of you and you missed your opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. That's what, like, for me, my eyes on that $5,000. It's the $2,500 at the end is a bonus. Don't get me wrong. If I'm on the table towards the end, and I know there's 5 minutes to go, and I'm the current king, and I see Matt Dairangi and Brett and Mario all lining up and Lachlan Carpenter, I'm going to be going, shit. Okay, but there's no way I'm laying down and then hoping to come back. I will. But this is why I said this tournament's made for me, Matt. No one has a king's move like me. If it gets that last 5 minutes and I'm the king, trust me, that friggin' king's move is coming out. And I'm saying, I am not getting pinned, you motherfuckers. Trust me. If there's 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, and I'm the king, that is what's coming out every time. I know Mario can't,
Oh, there you go. We've got a comment here from Sal who says that Milo is moving to Australia, and that's followed up by the Drew who says that in Milo's commentary on this video, he says that he enjoyed his training in Australia and he will be moving there within a month, which is awesome.
Wow. Larrett in Australia, moving to Adelaide. Or just, I wonder where in Australia. That's fascinating. Well, that's cool. That's going to bring some attention on the Larrett, the Larrett dynasty, let's call it, and that will help Australia get a comparison rate as well. Obviously, Auden and Milo following in the footsteps of Devon with their aspirations and built from the same genetics. Obviously, that's super cool. I like it. Well, welcome, Milo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome. I hope he is there last dance team.
He'll probably end up in Queensland with the 12 clubs that is up there at the moment. There seems to be a club every week that comes up. We've got one in South Australia. They've got bloody 12 in Queensland. It's insane.
Yeah, that's good. Sydney's pretty big too these days. When I trained with them, I felt like there was 60 or 70 people at the training. Wow. It was pretty impressive.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. So with the last man standing event, as we discussed there, so everyone does have to remain in the order that they get assigned so that nobody can be like, oh, just wait till the right at the end and then step in. It's like, no. You have to go in order and you have to maintain that order throughout the entire thing. If you miss your shot, you're eliminated. You don't get a second chance. You can't be like, I'm going to the toilet for 20 minutes and come back. So,
yeah.
There is.
And is it, you said slips in losing positions are losses?
Yep.
Things like that?
Yep.
Yep.
A foul is a loss.
Can we start in straps? If we want to? Like, competitive.
Yeah. So if it does slip, I pause the time until the strap is applied, and then when the referees go, I start it again. But if you just want to start,
it's genuinely 1 hour. So it's 1 hour of time under tension, basically.
Pretty much.
That it will go for.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's a long time. Actually, I film most of my training sessions right now. I've noted that, like, when I train with Lachlan or something, we might be on the table for an hour, but then when I go and edit it, down to time under tension. It gets down to about 7 minutes of actual time under tension.
Yeah.
Like, not when you take out all the straps and everything, like just the time actually under tension, 7 minutes.
Absolutely.
So an hour is a long time.
Yeah.
An hour is a long time.
Oh, and the Drew says that Tuxworth is coming up as well. Well, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, Jacob's just gone over and represented AWE well, didn't he? He won his super match, and
Yeah.
He's been to Worlds a couple of times now. He's continuing to push, which is good to see.
Oh,
Good
absolutely.
To see.
Yeah, for sure. Ryan Grondon from 98% Arm Wrestling is in. He says, I close my eyes and it just sounds like Matt's talking to himself.
Yeah. Hey, I've enjoyed the few releases from 98 Arm Wrestling on Instagram lately, doing TED Talks and all sorts of stuff. I don't know if you've seen it.
Have you met Ryan before?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I really like him. He meant Randy. Randy's in the chat.
It's still one of I think my favorite Instagram reel I've ever seen in the arm wrestling world was done by Ryan Grondon when he had 10,000 bands on, and one to his mouth and around his head, and he's just I don't know what he posted, but I love it. I loved it so much.
The funny thing was he'd only been in arm wrestling for about a month when he posted that. And then, like, all of a sudden, he got all this attention. He's like, I'm not a good arm wrestler. It was just a video. Like, but I've seen people recreate that, like, trying to copy it as well. And it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, that's obviously Ryan's video.
Yeah, still the way Ryan did it's the best too. The look on his face, I don't know, he's got the character down pat where it just looked hilarious. Yeah. It was so good, and the amount of bands he had, there must have been 200 bands around his face or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, have you seen the other one where the guy's like, I'm training my King's move, and he's like, he's in the setup, and then he just goes. And he keeps practicing.
Yeah, yes. Wasn't that was Lachlan Carpenter, wasn't it? That was good. Lachlan Carpenter did that.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was outstanding.
That was great. Yeah, some good characters.
But yeah, man, at the end of the day with this tournament, I've never pulled anything like it. My intuition says that I'm built for a tournament like this. I said there, I don't know. Brett's the only problem for me in my head when I think about who could last longer on the position of king. So Brett's the biggest problem because I know he just has so much endurance that and Brett's one of those kings that will run away. He'll put a gap on the field. People will wear out, and if they can't get over his hand, they're not going to ever beat him in a hook, and everyone else's hook's going to wear out before Brett's does, and Brett will just start giggling at people, and it'll be over. So that's Brett can do that in an event like this. So if there's anyone I must beat in a fresh sense in order to win this, I must be able to beat Brett. I can't expect Brett to not last against the crowd. He will last against the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day.
Well, the fun thing is for anybody who wants to jump on and compete in this, you're going to get flattened by the top guys, but you may actually get a pin on one of them.
You still might win the 2.5.
Because
absolutely. After an hour.
By the time you get to them, and you're the one that they can't even lift their arm anymore, and you're like, I just beat Ryan Bowen.
Yeah. And fatigue, to quantify fatigue, it really is significant. I have had super matches before, and then you get on an after table, and you can't do anything to people that are well below you in seniority on the sport. So it is a great equalizer, fatigue. It really, really is. So yeah, the people at the level of like Jacob Tuxworth, things like that, although Jacob's never going to beat Mate Rangi in a fresh, at the end, yeah, he might.
I'm interested to see who's going to make it through, because that was one of the factors as well, is that people were pulling out throughout the event because they were just too exhausted to continue. And, yeah, that would be a quite a significant element. I think that it's like, if you've pulled 50 matches and you're like, I can't even lift my arm, there's no point going up anymore.
Oh yeah, well, I want that $5,000. Like I said, but I want the $2,500 too. I want the 7.5. Like I said, if I get to that last 5 minutes, you will see nothing other than a giant King's move from me.
There we go. Well, we've got a new. I don't recognize this this commentator, Chu Van Darts. Chu Van Darts says, "How's it going? Hello to you. Nice to see you." And Lucky from the Lucky Ones podcast has become a member of the channel here, which I very much appreciated. And she sort of didn't renew. That's one of those things, isn't it? With when you've done this before with your like a pay-per-view or something, and people have to sign up to your and then they forget to cancel, and you it's like. They always forget. It's like you get this for a month. They're like, yeah, cool, I'll cancel it. And they forget. And then they're like, they get the charge again the next month. And they're like, ah.
My dad, that always happens to my dad. He's always reminding me, hey, I paid you another bloody $20 this month. Damn it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So tell us
about...
I was going to say,
sorry, you go.
The strict curl that you've been getting into, because you I don't know if you've been putting it out there this much, but I'll let you tell us about it, because I don't know how much information you want to reveal about
it. It's interesting when it comes to revealing stuff. Like I am taking a lesson over the last 13 years. I've been a pretty controversial figure in the sport because I put my ambitions out there before I've achieved them, and that's copped me a lot of criticism. So I've tried to sort of dial that back over the last couple of years, and with the strict curl, I've dialed it back a long way. Some people have noticed. Some people have noticed what I've done. So when I say some people, official strict curlers have noticed. I've had the overall world record holder message me. I've had the weight category world record message me, and I've had an organizer from the US who puts on events, and also from South Africa, contact me saying, "Whoa, your strict curl's really good. You should compete." And I haven't competed yet, but unofficially, I've already broken the world record for my weight. Unofficially, I haven't yet got a clean 98 kilos. It was so close to a clean, but I've my best absolute clean, I think, was 96 kilos. But just before my Eldar Babenko match, I just put on 98, had a crack at it, and it went up with like 95% efficiency clean.
Wow.
The world record at my weight, which is I could be in the 105 kilos right now, is 95.4. So I've already unofficially gone past the world record, but it unofficial. So it is what it is. But the overall, when I spoke to the overall world record holder, and he messaged me, he looked at my form and he said to me, so I've only been doing this for 4 or 5 months now, and I discovered that I was good at it 4 or 5 months ago. Just because I'd been doing the cheat curls for some time, and then I just thought, oh, let's have a go at a strict curl, and I did a number straight away. I think the very first strict curl I did was 80 kilos, and it went up very easily. Yeah, here's the 98. Yeah, so this is the best I've done, even though you'll see my back comes off the wall a little bit, which makes it a red light, but there it is. Still 98 kilos, my best strict curl so far. And so the very first strict curl I did after all this season of training with Chetna was 80 kilos. And I didn't think anything of that. But I had straight away people message me and say, you know that the Australian record is 79 kilos. You know that the New Zealand record is 82 kilos, held by Matt Dairangi at the Morris. And I'm like, oh, really? Am I at that level? Okay, and then I saw a Polish guy compete the other day, a professional arm wrestler, and he set the Polish record at 82 kilos. And I'm like, okay. And I now warm up with 82 kilos. Like, so this is me last week with the wide grip 90 kilos. That was a sort of a warm up for my cheat curl. So the wide grip is very different to the more narrow grip. I can do more with the narrow grip than I can with the wide. But even with the wide, I'm now moving a fair bit of weight.
Just a bit.
So I don't know. It's kind of come out of nowhere. And Chetna's the same. I'll tell you right now, Chetna's going to be the world record holder. It's just a matter of when she decides to do it officially. She's with her weight category, her best so far. 50 kilos here I do for 17 reps. it's become very comfortable. There's no heavier dumbbell in the gym that I'm at here in New South Wales, so I have to just keep doing more reps of 50.
That's ridiculous.
But it's kind of like come out of nowhere. I didn't know that I was going to be so inclined towards the strict curl, but I very much enjoyed it, and I really look forward to getting to officially compete, because I know that even if I have a bad day, officially competing, I will probably put myself in the top 10 of all time for my weight category. If I have a good day, I'll break the world record. But my eyes now getting heavier. This is what I want to say. When the overall world record holder messaged me, and when I was progressing, and he said to me, "Dude, you're progressing incredibly fast in this." And he said, "Your technique's still sloppy." And he said to me, "You're going to top out at about 105 kilos before you get to the real struggle of having to grind." He said, "I can see you're going to get to about 105 in the next sort of 6 to 12 months on newbie gains." And I'm like, "Really?" And I didn't believe him at first. But he said, "Yeah, you'll get to 105 kilos, no worries." And so I'm in Australia at the moment. I haven't got a super curl bar with me. I've just ordered a super curl bar, and it's hopefully going to be delivered today. So if it's delivered today, I'll go and do a strict curl with the super curl bar and see where I'm at. I'm hoping my strict curl's now over 100 kilos. Now, if you look at the overall top 10 of all time curls, the rank number 10 is Larry Wheels at 105. So Larry's in my sights. I want to knock Larry off the 10th spot of all time strict curl record. So that's become this kind of side quest. I don't know how far I can go with it, but I have this little side quest now of wanting to the strict curl. And like I said, Chetna's strict curl is the same. She's already number 2 in the world unofficially. She will be number 1 in the world, and she will enter an official comp, and she will break the strict curl world record as well. She's phenomenal. With her strength, she's different.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, it's so good to see the changes that you continue to make with your training. You know, every year it seems to be a different Ryan Bowen at the end, and it's like whether you've gotten bigger, you've gotten more slim, but you're always improving and always getting stronger. And it seems that forearm of yours just continues to get bigger. And I think you're coming up to Lachlan Adair size of forearm, which we're seeing.
Yeah,
that photo of you doing this before, and it was like,
yeah,
ridiculous. There
you
go. Look at that. It's like a huge chicken drumstick. Your dad says that the bar hasn't been delivered yet.
Oh, Dad's upstairs waiting for it to be delivered. Thanks, Dad. Keep an eye out. Might come any moment.
So with the strict curl, you mentioned there was a couple of different bars or a couple of different grip positions that you can take. The one that I'm most familiar with was when Saplenkov had the world record at 113 kilos, and he had sort of this kind of.
That's and I think I actually think that's a bigger achievement than the current world record, where it's on the pronated grip in here. For me, I'm about 7 kilos ahead on this grip compared to that grip. This grip, I get ulnar pain. It feels like shin splints in your ulnar. When you do the rep, you're like, oh, why does it ache so much like that? Where it's much more comfortable pronated, and you can get your forearm involved a lot more like you do in arm wrestling. So I agree that the Saplenkov wide grip is, to me, still the most impressive one that's been done. But all of the world record numbers now at the top are all pretty much done with that pronated super curl grip. So I'm much more comfortable with a pronated super curl grip. I'll continue to chase that there. But even still, the wide grip is progressing and things like that. But yeah, I'm not, when it comes to, yeah, there's Dennis, wide grip 113. And he just grinds it through. Very impressive.
So crazy. Wow. But yeah, so
if you have a look at the,
oh, sorry, let me read back.
What's his name? The guy that holds the record. What's the record now? 114.5 or something like that.
I thought it was up to
maybe one. Is it up to 119? Oh, goodness me. Well, the guy that messaged me, Leroy. You've seen Leroy on Instagram. He's into arm wrestling as well. He's always doing the kettlebell twists, and he held the world record at one point. And he took it to 114.5 or something like that. And when you look at his, when he did the 114.5, it's like, oh, dude, he could have put another 5 kilos on that day, and he just threw the 114 up like nothing.
Wow.
Is that Larry?
That's Larry.
Yeah.
And getting 105 kilos. I think this is
the
top 5. It's counting it down. So that was Larry at 105. This is Dennis Aplenkos, the one we saw a second ago, 113. And we'll see.
Yeah.
There's 3 more guys that have beaten 113. So we'll see how.
Leroy from
Here he is.
California. This is Leroy. He did that very easy. 114 kilos, went up like nothing. Yeah. And that's, you can see, that's with the closer grip. Yes. That's the grip I like. This is another close grip. Very, what's that? 115. The guy who does the record has this funky style. It's a weird, I think I remember seeing.
Oh, here we go.
Let's have a look.
116.
Yeah, watch this guy's style. This guy's style. It looks really...
Yeah, it was weird. It was almost like
so
forearms were so involved in that as opposed to the bicep.
Yeah. And one of the keys is keeping the bar as close to your body as you can. So some people will flare their elbows. Some people are stronger if they tuck their elbows. Everyone's got a little bit of a different lane. But the guy who set the record really did flare his elbows a lot. But I like Leroy's lift at 114. I feel like he could have done more. When you look at that form, he did it very easy. But Leroy is the one who messaged me and said, based on what I'm currently seeing, you're going to top out at about 105 before you hit the heavy grind. Wow. And that was with me. Yeah, with currently where I'm at. So I have a like set a side quest of getting myself on this leaderboard. Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, especially if you're beating mass monsters with huge social media profiles like Larry Wheels, and that's going to get attention no matter what you do.
Yeah, like Vitaly Laletin's record is 100, so I'm almost at Vitaly.
Wow, that's crazy. Does that surprise you? Like, I mean, these guys are like, super heavyweights, guys that are like 130, 140 kilos, and you're at their level, if not exceeding their level, at probably a third missing from their body weight, like 30 kilo difference in some aspects.
Well, that's why I said I'm keeping quiet about it, because I was surprised at how well the weight started moving. I'll keep quiet about it until I'm at the point where I get to compete in an official comp or something like that, or do some sort of exhibition officially and compete in that. But it really did. It genuinely did surprise me when I did my first few lifts, and I like I said, my first one was 80, and then I went 82, and then I went 86, and then I went 90. It progressed so quickly from week to week, and I had the Brian Bellwood, who's the former world record holder at the weight category I'm in. Credit to him, such a nice guy. He's in the weight category I'm in, and he's coaching me how to beat his own world record. And he's like, dude, you're going to beat my world record in 3 weeks' time. I can see it. It's coming right now. And unofficially, I have beaten his world record now. And it's like, well, but he was so cool. He was literally coaching me on technique, the guy that was the former world record holder, Brian Bellwood from USA. And I forget my point that I was going to make now, but I've been quiet about it because I don't want to fuss about it, but it did shock me. What shocked me most was when Brian Bellwood messaged me and he said, the New Zealand record is held by Matt Connelly. It's only 82 kilos. And I said, what? 80? And after I was already at 94 or something, and I thought, really? I didn't believe him. And then I watched some other strict curls, and I said the Polish record 82 kilos, Australian record 80 kilos. So I could go in my warm up beat the Australian official record right now.
Wow.
I could do it, no worries at all. So, but I haven't yet. I will. Chetna and I will. We will go to an official comp somewhere in 2026, and we'll get our names on the leaderboard.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. A world record holder potentially for Ryan Bowen, and you could be the Australian champion, the New Zealand champion, the Polish champion. You could travel. You could just go and break the record in lots of different places.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I would genuinely like to compete in a at an Arnold's Classic or something like that, where they do the strict curl comps, and the genuine best in the world turn up, and I would love to go there and show what an arm wrestler can do. Like, I have not trained for strict curl. I've trained to be an arm wrestler, and it's just converted to strict curl really well. So, who knows? My numbers in the sport might make strict curlers rethink the way that they train or something. Because, like, is it the pronation that I've got that's doing it? Is it the wrist rise? I don't know what is it. It's not the raw bicep. My raw bicep's not what's developed. It's my forearm that's making the difference. I'm sure it's not my bicep. So it might make strict curlers go, "Oh, I've spent so much time on my biceps over the years. Maybe I should put that down and just work on my forearms for a while." I don't know.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
I remember when you were showing me some exercises that you do every day in the gym with cables, and I was just trying to hold the cable in my hand. I just couldn't keep it still. It was getting pulled everywhere. And then you would take it, you'd be like, "Yep." I was like, okay, well, that's an issue. Like, if I can't stabilize the weight, obviously I can't. You've got to work on all those little muscles that you've spent the last 13 years refining. But it really made me surprised. It was like, oh, that's a weakness right there.
Yeah, it's fun when you discover a movement that makes you shake, because you know that there's big potential gains right there.
Absolutely, yeah. Sal is asking Josh a question. This is, can you go up to 80 kilos for 2026 and leave the under 70 kilos alone? Josh Barker being
well, Josh Barker is one of those dudes that is way overdue for an international match, particularly if we're talking 70 kilos. It's hard to well, we know that no one in Australia can beat him at 70 kilos. He just stomps everyone, and on the international stage, I'm sure he would be right up there as well. Right up there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even at 80 kilos, he's very competitive. But at 70 kilos, Josh is very scary.
All right, mate. Well, we might look at wrapping it up here. And so for people that are looking to follow, I mean, you're one of the biggest icons in the sport of arm wrestling. If everyone hasn't seen or knows where to find Ryan, but you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, you're on everything that's out there. Are you still on Rumble? Are you still doing that?
No, I had Rumble automatically linked to my YouTube for some time, but I think that Rumble lost. They had an argument with YouTube, and YouTube pulled the plug on them, so I don't do it anymore.
That's fair enough. Oh, there you go. But yeah, what's your subscribers at now? Like 125 or something?
YouTube 126, Instagram 88, almost 89, Facebook 60. It's getting up there. Growing slowly.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good fun.
Oh, fantastic!
It's good fun being able to just travel around and train and compete. It's a big blessing, and like I said, now with Chetner as well, it's amazing being with someone who shares the same sort of passion and the same sort of ambitions and hopes and dreams. So I do feel like we've accelerated each other's progress. By sharing each other's experiences and just the motivation as well to be able to train with someone that you love and that you get to share this dream with. It's been fuel on the fire for progress for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Josh Barker with a comment here saying he wants to compete at Worlds, at 65 Worlds is going to be in India, I believe, for
yeah.
So,
well, yeah, at 65 kilos, Josh could get there with a water cut. I have no doubt. And I don't even know who the best in the world is at 65 kilos, but I I just know that if Josh Barker throws a press at me, he can pin me, and it hurts to try to stop it. That's all I know.
Yeah. That day we did AWE2, and then the next day we had our training session, which I shouldn't have got on the table. My arm was already sore, but I got on with Josh, and he was pressing me, and I was trying to catch it stupidly for like 10 minutes straight.
It hurts a lot.
And then my arm was so sore, like the bicep tendon was throbbing, and I couldn't lift my arm. I literally couldn't lift my arm, and I had to drive you back to the airport. And I had to drive the whole way one-handed. I couldn't get my arm up at all. Yeah, so thanks, Josh.
Good to see you, Josh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, anything that you wanted
Uh,
to get out there before we sign off?
um, Last man standing. I don't know yet. Chetna's going to be there as well. We've been talking about strict curl. I don't know. You and I did discuss it as a potential. Um, I might bring along a strict curl bar and we might tee it up. It'd be cool. Chetna might have a crack at the world record for the female category right then and there at last man standing too. So you could see that happen. But other than that, no, everything's good, man. I'm looking forward to 2026. 2025 is a big year. I think 2026 is going to be probably even bigger for progress. So, uh, yeah, I'm slowly falling in love with powerlifting. I've got to be careful not to fall too in love with it. But I've finally gone. I've finally exceeded Chetna in the squat. I've finally got past her. It's taken a year. Taken a year for me to catch up to her.
Wow.
Everyone sees photos of her legs compared to mine. They say, Ryan, what are you doing? Come on. So
Fantastic.
you were there with us. You remember the squat session? Remember the first squat session in Mumbai?
Yep.
I think she squatted 120 or 130 that day, and I was dying under 80 kilos. Not sure if I was gonna kill myself or not.
Yeah, I think you were doing the front squats of all things as well.
Yeah, I had to do Zercher because I couldn't even get my hands on the bar behind my back.
Was that something you've solved that now, haven't you? When you were doing like overhead dumbbell or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been doing overhead dumbbell sort of pullovers to try to get that range of motion. But look, my range of motion still sucks compared to people. I'm very uncomfortable with any overhead press because of my range of motion. So it's still a work in motion. But I can high bar squat, but I can't low bar squat. I can't get my hands on the bar. I always get advice. People see my squat and they say, Ryan, you should try low bar squat. You'll do much better. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I can't get my hands in the damn position. So I have to keep high bar squatting.
All right, mate. Well, thanks again for joining us here. Thank you, everyone, in the comments for your lovely feedback and all your thoughts and well wishes for Ryan and Chetna. And we can't wait to see you guys here in Adelaide, January 18th. And check that out for everyone. We'll have the more details of how the event's going to run, where it's going to be, how you can see it, all of those things as we go over the next week or two. But thank you again, and thank you, Ryan, for joining me here. And we shall see everybody again next time.